All right, I've been talking with the reader Wendy over on smartphonematters.com. Wendy's been using Verizon Wireless Postpaid, and she wants to know what her other options are. Now, it looks like she already took the initiative. She has an iPhone 7 Plus. She left Verizon Wireless Postpaid and went to Straight Talk. She's using Straight Talk's Verizon network, but she says the service is okay, but she's thinking about switching again. She wants to know if there are better options. She's also paying for her father's phone. Now, he's just using a basic phone, a flip phone. She left him on Verizon Wireless Postpaid on a 700 minute per month talk plan, but she says the cost is still outrageous. Now, she didn't mention how much that plan costs, so I'm not sure how much she's paying for that. Well, Wendy, yeah, I think there are a number of different options for you, and I'll run down some possibilities for you and point you to some of the articles and videos on smartphonematters.com that I think might be useful for you. All right, now let's start with your dad. So he's using a flip phone. You say he rarely uses it, but he's on a 700 minute per month plan. That's about 24 minutes a day. I don't know if he really needs that much talk, if he needs more or less. If he needs 700 minutes per month or more, you might want to consider an unlimited plan. So let's start by looking at Verizon. Verizon has a prepaid plan for basic phones, and that's unlimited talk and text and picture messaging and unlimited data for $30 a month. Now, this is for basic or flip phones. This is not for smartphones. You're not going to get unlimited data for $30 a month. If your dad was to switch to this, he could probably use that same phone and he wouldn't notice any difference in his service. Now, there's another option too, if he'd like to stay on the Verizon network, and that's Total Wireless. I think I've told you about this before. They have a $25 monthly plan with unlimited talk and text, and that comes out to $23.75 on auto refill. He may be able to use that same flip phone if it qualifies for bring your own phone. Now, I wouldn't get too wrapped up on keeping your dad's phone. You should be able to get a basic phone or a flip phone for free. Even if you had to buy a new one, it wouldn't cost that much. You could also consider upgrading him to an inexpensive smartphone. And with the money you're going to save by finding a better plan for him, you should be able to recoup that cost pretty quickly. Now, let's take a look at some other options. One thing you should definitely check out is something called SafeLink. You mentioned you're paying for your father's phone service. If he qualifies, he can sign up for this government subsidized service called SafeLink. Now, this uses the T-Mobile network, but you can get free phone service, 350 minutes of talk, unlimited text, and 500 megabytes of data for free each month. And you can get a free phone when you sign up for this service, or you could do bring your own phone. So this is a great deal. Now, you will need to fill out an application on the site to see if he meets the requirements for it, but free is a great deal. Now, it also turns out that if he needs more than 350 minutes per month, they have a $15 unlimited talk and text plan with 500 megabytes of data. So that could be an option for him as well. Another option you could look at is TracFone. So if he uses much less than 700 minutes per month, TracFone might be a real good option. Now, in my article on smartphonematters.com, I have this table. I recently went through and looked at the different plans. But you can see I have the pay-as-you-go refills and the smartphone-only plans here. And if you look in the column for the plans that are 365 days, you could get him phone service for between $100 and $200 per year. So for $100 per year, that would be about $8.33 a month with an average of 100 minutes per month. And then you could get them as much as 4,500 minutes for $200 a year, which would be about 375 minutes a month. Now, these plans also include text and data. And the nice thing about TracFone is if you don't use up all your minutes, they roll over. So as long as the phone is active, you'll keep all those unused minutes. All right, now, if you're willing to do a little bit more work, there are some other options that you can look at. You'll need to spend a little bit of time to understand them. One of them is Freedom Pop. And the really cool thing about Freedom Pop is you can get a free basic plan with 500 texts, 200 minutes, and 500 megabytes of data each month for free. Now, you do need to understand a little bit about how this service works, and I have a lot of articles and videos on it. And if you have any questions, you can leave a reply on smartphonematters.com, and I'll try and help you out with that. Another interesting, very affordable service. Now, I haven't tried this one myself yet. It's Text Now. Text Now has a plan with unlimited calls, unlimited talk and text in the US and Canada for $14 a month. Now, this plan also includes unlimited data at 2G speeds and 100 megabytes of data at 4G speeds. Now, I think this service uses the T-Mobile network or the Sprint network or both. I'm not quite sure, but this is also a very interesting option. All right, now we talked a bit about your dad. What about you? You said you're using Straight Talk. So you're probably on the $45 plan or the $55 plan. Straight Talk, when it first came out, was very competitive with the amount of high-speed data they offered for the money. But today, not so much. I think there are a lot better options and a lot better values out there. Now, Straight Talk is owned by TracFone, and even some of the other TracFone-owned brands, I think, offer a better value. You could check out something like Total Wireless, and for $35 a month or $33.25 on the auto refill, you could be getting 5 gigabytes of high-speed data for $10 less than what you're paying for Straight Talk. Now, both these companies are owned by TracFone, so the service should be nearly identical. The one thing that's different is that after you use up this 5 gigabytes of high-speed data on Total Wireless, you won't have that unlimited slow data. Most people tell me they don't really like that slow data. They don't find it useful. The other really cool thing about Total Wireless is you can buy add-on data. 3 gigabytes of add-on data for $10, and it doesn't expire. It will stay on your account for as long as your phone is active. I think that's a pretty good deal. Some of the downsides with Total Wireless, when you're using their Verizon network, the download speed has a maximum download speed of 5 megabits per second. Straight Talk has that as well. You may have noticed that the speed seems slower on your iPhone 7 Plus. And then the other thing is you don't have access to all the other great features that Verizon offers. Now, if you're interested in speed and you're interested in a little bit more data and those extra features, Verizon Wireless Prepaid. Now, the best deal in Verizon Wireless Prepaid is this promotion that they've had going on at Walmart. You get 2 gigabytes of bonus data. So for $50, you're going to get 7 gigabytes of high-speed data. For $70, you're going to get 12 gigabytes of high-speed data. And if you check out my articles on smartphonematters.com, I talk about all the other features that are available on Verizon Wireless Prepaid. You're going to get the data's much faster. You're going to get Wi-Fi calling, HD voice. You're going to be able to do mobile hotspot. You're going to be able to add data as needed. So there's a lot of features there. Now, you're using a Verizon iPhone 7 Plus, so that phone is unlocked and it's compatible with all 4 major networks in the US. Now, you mentioned moving to T-Mobile, but you didn't say which specific plan you might be interested in. So I'm looking on the T-Mobile site, and it looks like their all unlimited all-in plan is $70 for one line, and taxes and fees are included if you sign up for their automatic pay. So that could be an option for you. If you're interested in that, we could talk more about that. You'd have to find out whether or not T-Mobile works well in your area in Los Angeles. I'm not sure whether it does or not. The best way to find out is to ask people. You know, the other thing you can consider doing too is if you know somebody else that wants to go in with you, if you move to 2 lines and share a family plan with somebody, you can get that price down to $50 per line. So that's definitely an option. Now, you could also look at something else like Metro PCS. Metro PCS is owned by T-Mobile, uses a T-Mobile network. They have an unlimited plan for $50 a month, and that might be of interest to you too. Now, I have articles and videos about all this on smartphonematters.com. Feel free to check those out. If you have any other questions, just leave a reply.